Breaking news right now on To The Point. A shooting at a Butte County elementary school. Students hospitalized. The suspected shooter dead. We're live with the latest. Plus, a House seat flipped. Adam Gray will be District 13's next congressman, beating incumbent Republican John Duarte by fewer than 200 votes.
Grateful to the voters for supporting me.
Tonight, Gray tells us his top priorities and the Trump transition, how California leaders are now pushing back on mass deportation threats. We begin with that breaking news, a school shooting in Butte County. This is To The Point. I'm Becca Hoppiger. Tonight, we know at least 2 students, a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old, are recovering in the hospital. The shooting happened at Feather River School of Seventh-day Adventists in Palermo. That's about an hour north of Sacramento. Tonight, investigators say the suspected shooter is dead. This is a live picture inside the Butte County Sheriff's Office, and we are expecting another update on this shooting at any moment now. The Sheriff's Office says they're working alongside the FBI. We will bring you that update live as soon as we get it. But first, ABC 10's Roxanne Elias is live in Palermo near the school. Roxanne, what do we know so far about the shooter and how this all unfolded?
Well, Becca, the Butte County Sheriff's Office says 2 students, one 5, one 6 years old, were shot and are in the hospital right now. They also say the suspect is dead following this school shooting. They're trying to identify who this man was. Now, this all started around 1 this afternoon when the Sheriff's Office got calls of an active shooter at the Seventh-day Adventist school. Now, when deputies got there, they found the 2 students who were hurt. They also found the suspected shooter who was dead from what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The Sheriff's Office says it appears the man came onto campus to meet with the principal to discuss possibly enrolling a student. After the meeting, the principal heard shots being fired and screams, and that's when they found the students shot and the gunman. Deputies believe the gunman was dropped off at the school by a gray 4-door sedan, and they're now trying to find that driver of that sedan and learn more about the shooter.
We're working to delve into this individual's background to figure out what prompted him to do this. We have received some information that he may have targeted this school because of its affiliation with the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Following the shooting, students were taken to the Orville Church of Nazarene about 9 miles away and were reunited with their parents. Right now, the FBI is helping with this investigation. The Sheriff's Office would not tell us the condition of the boys. We're still waiting to hear from that. We're going to have an update coming up at 6:30 this afternoon. I'm live in Butte County. Roxanne Elias, ABC 10.
Roxanne, thank you. And Governor Gavin Newsom's office released a statement in response to the shootings, saying in part, quote, "The state is coordinating with local officials and state law enforcement are on the ground and assisting local law enforcement. Our hearts go out to the Orville community and the students, school staff, and families impacted by this horrific act of gun violence." And we're still awaiting that live news conference. We'll bring it to you as soon as it starts. We'll also have another update from Butte County at 7:30 tonight on ABC 10 Plus. Get the free app wherever you stream to your TV. Tonight, in Your Voice, Your Vote, the final outstanding U.S. House race in the country has been called, and is one we've been watching very closely. Take a look in the tight race for Congressional District 13, making up 5 counties from Fresno to Stanislaus. Democrat Adam Gray beat Republican John Duarte by 187 votes, flipping the seat. Tonight, Gray is expressing his gratitude, talking one-on-one with ABC 10's Jeannie Nguyen.
Becca, both Adam Gray and John Duarte campaigned on similar issues, including water and agriculture. Gray tells me tonight he's looking forward to continuing to work with Duarte regardless of the results of this race.
Grateful to the voters for supporting me and looking forward to getting to work.
Nearly a month after Election Day, Democrat Adam Gray will become the newest congressional representative of District 13, covering 5 counties from Fresno to Stanislaus. Gray flipped the seat by a mere 187 votes over his opponent and incumbent, Republican John Duarte. In 2022, Gray lost the same race against Duarte, who won by 564 votes.
I've been through this process before. My focus throughout the last few weeks has simply been to make sure every vote gets counted.
This rematch was expected to be a close call. Political analyst Steve Swat says this was an important race for the Democratic Party.
Democrats were hoping to flip as many as 3, 4, 5 seats, and they actually did flip 3 seats, not only the Duarte seat, but one in Orange County, also one in northern Los Angeles County.
Republicans won 220 House seats this election, with Democrats holding 215 seats. Swat believes Gray's biggest challenges will be getting things done.
He has said he is willing to reach across the aisle to work with Republicans. He said he did that when he was a member of the state legislature. He will have to do that on some nonpartisan issues to get anything done.
Both Duarte and Gray campaigned on similar issues, including agriculture and water resources to farm workers in their district. Gray says he'll continue to fight for water access to the communities in the valley. Duarte did not respond to ABC 10's request for interview, but he told the Turlock Journal, quote, "That's how it goes," adding he'll consider public service in different forms, including running for Congress again.
I did ask Adam Gray his thoughts on immigration, with the Trump administration threatening mass deportations. Now, Gray tells me immigrants are the backbone of the agriculture industry in his district. He says he has ideas around immigration reform and believes working together in a bipartisan fashion can improve the lives of the people in his district. Becca?
Jeannie, thank you. Well, new details tonight in the Tyree Nichols beating death in Memphis. Nichols was from Sacramento and died 3 days after a traffic stop in 2023. Tonight, a Department of Justice investigation found the Memphis Police Department uses excessive force and discriminates against black people in a majority black city. The report says, quote, Memphis police officers regularly violate the rights of the people they are sworn to serve, and, quote, MPD has never assessed its practices for evidence of discrimination. It's not clear what happens next for the police department. 5 officers involved in the beating death of Nichols were later fired and charged with crimes. Both the DOJ and City of Memphis will be holding news conferences tomorrow. We will have more tomorrow right here on To The Point. Turning now to the Trump transition. The president-elect is announcing more people for his second administration. Trump has tapped former White House advisor Peter Navarro as his senior counselor for trade and manufacturing. He also nominated Paul Atkins to chair the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, David Warrington as White House counsel, and Daniel Driscoll as NASA administrator. The new nominations come as Trump's nominee for Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, says he will not back down. Hegseth is facing accusations of misconduct that are challenging his chances of winning confirmation in the Senate. Hegseth was back on Capitol Hill today, once again meeting with Republican senators as he fights to win over their approval. Sources tell ABC News at least 6 senators have privately indicated they do not intend to support him. Hegseth says Trump is, quote, behind him all the way. Even as sources tell ABC News, Trump and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis spoke yesterday about DeSantis becoming the nominee instead.
Here's what they want to do to make sure that department is properly oriented for the threats of the world and make sure that we're putting the warfighters first. That's what Donald Trump asked me to do.
Hegseth is facing accusations of financial mismanagement and sexual misconduct. Those are allegations he denies. Our state's attorney general is reaffirming more protections for Californians. On Monday, AG Rob Bonta vowed to protect reproductive rights, and today Bonta doubled down on the state's protections for immigrants. He says it's in response to the incoming Trump administration's threats of mass deportations.
The reality is immigrants are the backbone of our nation.
Speaking from a San Francisco public library, California Attorney General Rob Bonta vowed to enforce California law, which limits state and local participation in federal immigration enforcement activities, especially in public institutions.
This includes libraries like the one we're in today, as well as California college and university campuses, healthcare facilities, shelters, labor agencies, K-12 public schools, and courthouses.
This is laid out in Senate Bill 54, signed into law by then Governor Jerry Brown back in 2017. It's known as the California Values Act, or the State Sanctuary Law, authored by then Senate President Pro Tem Kevin De Leon.
They can't commandeer local police officers to be an extension of the Trump deportation machine.
That, of course, was during the first Trump administration. Bonta says he's getting ready for round 2 as President-elect Trump threatens mass deportations of undocumented immigrants.
He's been loud and clear about that.
SB 54 has been controversial. Then President Trump and U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions sued California over it in 2018. A federal judge siding with California threw out the lawsuit. The law restricts how much local and state law enforcement can work with ICE and puts limits on how much information can be shared with the feds. Proponents argue it makes communities safer, saying in part it helps alleviate deportation fears if an undocumented immigrant witnesses or is the victim of a crime and wants to report it. Critics say it makes communities less safe. After an undocumented immigrant killed Newman Police Corporal Ranil Singh back in late 2018, then Stanislaus County Sheriff Adam Christensen argued SB 54 played a role since the shooter had 2 previous DUI arrests.
Law enforcement would have been prohibited from sharing any information with ICE about this criminal gang member.
Bonta says he expects all sheriffs and DAs to follow the law, and he will take legal action if they don't. SB 54 does not and cannot prevent ICE and Homeland Security from performing their duties within the state, and ICE agents are still allowed to enter prisons and jails and access information about a detainee's release date. Still ahead on To The Point, this is another live picture inside the Butte County Sheriff's Office tonight. We're expecting an update on the school shooting in Palermo at any moment now. 2 young students were hurt. The shooter is dead. The Sheriff's Office says they are working alongside the FBI, and we will bring you that update live as soon as we get it.
We're continuing to monitor our poor air quality as it grows throughout the course of the night and areas of fog tomorrow morning.
And Chief Meteorologist Monica Woods joins us. Monica, what do we need to know about the weather this midweek?
Well, a whole lot of the same. Now, we are looking at a little bit of a shift, though, next week with a change in our weather pattern. In the meantime, we continue to see these burn restrictions in place for Sacramento County. No burning unless registered for San Joaquin and Stanislaus County. As far as our visibility, it will be restricted tomorrow morning, especially through the Delta and parts of the coast. Even the northern San Joaquin Valley seeing about a 4-mile visibility for the morning commute. And just like what we've been seeing, it clears out pretty quickly, and that leaves us with above average temperatures today, topping out at 66 for Sacramento Executive. There's that average, 58 degrees. Now, we've got a couple of weather systems brewing in the Pacific. Right now, they're going to continue to head up and over us, but as we transition into the middle and end of December, we'll stay likely warmer, but there's the potential to get likely wetter as well. But there's a lot of inconsistencies with weather models. As you can see, one of them showing a return to a wetter weather pattern in Northern California by the end of next week. The other one showing, we're going to stay dry. We'll continue to monitor this as our confidence grows in that long-range forecast. In the meantime, highs for tomorrow in the 40s and 50s for the Sierra, 60s for the foothills. Along the coast, we've got areas of low cloudiness and fog, and then clearing for the afternoon. Highs will top out in the low to mid 60s to almost 70 once again. We're in the 60s up and down the valley. Now, we have that poor air quality to look at during the morning and the evening. It does start to thin out just a little bit with the hazy skies for the afternoon, but unfortunately that wood smoke staying close to the surface over the next several days. For the mountains, a very persistent weather pattern with highs in the 40s and low 50s with variable clouds. Highs will be in the 50s and 60s for the foothills, a little bit cooler early next week. Areas of fog along the coast, highs will stay in the 60s and will be in the 60s for the valley after morning lows in the 40s with areas of fog. Some areas will get a little bit on the limited visibility for the morning commute. Over the weekend, we'll see a little bit of a shift in our weather pattern, resulting in cooler afternoon highs next week. Again, going to keep it dry for right now in our extended forecast. A lot to watch, though, towards the end of next week.
Monica, thank you. Well, next on To The Point, a crime in the courts. A former San Joaquin County court employee accused of releasing sealed documents. Why the charges against her could be dropped. Plus, the battle over gender-affirming care, what the U.S. Supreme Court is considering, and how California leaders are responding. And take a look. This is another live picture inside the Butte County Sheriff's Office tonight. We're expecting an update on the school shooting in Palermo at any moment now. 2 young students were hurt. The shooter is dead, and the Sheriff's Office says they're working alongside the FBI. We'll bring you that update live as soon as we get it. A former San Joaquin County court employee was arraigned today on charges that she disobeyed a court order. Pamela Edwards is accused of releasing a sealed search warrant related to a Stockton Unified trustee to a newspaper reporter last year. The defendant's attorney declined to comment on camera. In the hearing today, though, he requested a further arraignment be scheduled for January 15th. Now, despite today's brief arraignment, what came out of it has legal experts and the county's sheriff shocked. In a rare move, the court itself filed an application to seal the warrant that deputies used to arrest the 27-year veteran court employee, saying confidential personnel records and security camera footage was used that was never authorized for release.
The public is entitled to know what the evidence is against somebody who's charged with a crime. We don't want everything to be in secret, but this is a case where the court does want how the evidence was produced to be held in secret.
So the court argues having that information public could jeopardize security and privacy rights. The court said it's looking into how the sheriff's office was able to obtain the confidential records in the first place. Experts say if the evidence was obtained illegally, the court could dismiss the entire case. And tonight, there's an urgent investigation underway in the heart of Manhattan, where police say United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was shot and killed early this morning. New surveillance video shows the moments the violence unfolded. Investigators say the suspect, wearing all black and a ski mask, waited until Thompson showed up at the Hilton Hotel for an investors conference.
The suspect approached from behind and fired several rounds, striking the victim at least once in the back and at least once in the right calf. Many people passed the suspect, but he appeared to wait for his intended target.
Investigators say they're conducting interviews in Thompson's home state of Minnesota. There's no word yet on a possible motive. Today, the Supreme Court heard oral arguments in a case that could define gender-affirming care across the country. At the heart of the case, whether a Tennessee ban on medical treatments for transgender youth violates the Constitution. The case was brought by a family in Nashville whose 16-year-old daughter, LW, came out as transgender when she was in the 7th grade. Last year, lawmakers in Tennessee banned the treatments LW was receiving, in part citing uncertain long-term harm. 26 states now ban gender-affirming treatments for children. In court today, Chief Justice John Roberts questioned whether the High Court was best situated to address evolving medical issues or if those should be decided by the states. A ruling is due out by the end of the court's term in June. And California Attorney General Rob Bonta issued a statement in response to the hearing today, saying in part, quote, "My office reaffirms our unwavering commitment to protecting the health and rights of transgender individuals to access medically necessary care. I urge the Supreme Court to protect the rights of transgender youth and ensure they are not denied the care they need to live full and authentic lives." And we're continuing to follow that breaking news. This is a live picture inside the Butte County Sheriff's Office tonight. We are expecting an update on the school shooting in Palermo at any moment now. 2 young students were hurt. The shooter is dead. The Butte County Sheriff's Office says they're working alongside the FBI. And of course, we will bring you that update live as soon as we get it. We're continuing to follow that breaking news. This is live picture inside the Butte County Sheriff's Office tonight. We aren't expecting an update on the school shooting in Palermo at any moment now. 2 young students were hurt. The shooter is dead. The Sheriff's Office says it appears the man came onto campus to meet with the principal to discuss possibly enrolling a student. After the meeting, the principal heard shots fired. Deputies believe the gunman was dropped off at the school by a gray 4-door sedan, and they're now trying to find that driver and learn more about the shooter. The Sheriff's Office says they're working alongside the FBI. And we will stream the full press conference on our ABC 10 Plus app and have other updates from Butte County tonight at 7:30. You can get the free app wherever you stream your TV. And there's a new apartment community coming to Sacramento, more needed housing. Today, crews broke ground on the Gateway community along Stockton Boulevard. The $15 million project is the first of 3 projects planned for the Stockton Boulevard corridor. It will bring 196 units of mixed income housing and ground floor retail shops. 75% of the units are income restricted for those who are housing insecure. Money for the project was approved by Sacramento City Council through a loan, which will be paid back over the next 10 years. Well, thank you so much for watching and inviting us into your home. If you have something you think we should be looking into, please send the team an email at tothepoint@abc10.com. And To The Point doesn't end here. To watch stories featured on the show, you can go ahead and download our free ABC 10 Plus app wherever you stream. We hope you have a great and safe night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Hey, it's Alex. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. The To The Point team and I love hearing from you, and I hope that you'll stay in touch. And don't forget, you can always email me and the team at tothepoint@abc10.com, or you can even send us a text message at 916-321-3310.
Thanks for watching ABC 10 Plus. And now that you're here, why don't we take a look around and see what else is here? The very first tile on your left is always going to be streaming 24/7. You can find us adjacent to that, breaking news if it's there. And then right next to that, a replay of the most recent newscast. Whether it's ABC 10 Morning News at 5, 6, or beyond, it's going to be there. The forecast beyond that, and then right beyond that, the news that matters the most. Now that you know the basic tiles, let's go up to the top and take a deeper dive into news. We have every single newscast that you would need, including To The Point with Alex Bell, taking a deeper dive into the issues. Beyond that, ABC 10 Morning News at 5 and 6 and 11, the evening shows as well. Below that, you can watch the top stories from To The Point. Under that, Dollars and Cents, where you can learn how to navigate this challenging economy. And below that, you can watch our award-winning ABC 10 Special Investigations, where we hold the powerful accountable. Going into weather, look, it's the 10-day forecast, getting you ready for the weekend and beyond. Beyond that, sports. I know you care about the Sacramento Kings. We have the most comprehensive guide to anything, everything Kings in the locker room and on the court. We have it. Below that, I know you care about the San Francisco 49ers. We can't mention Bay Sports without talking about the Oakland A's. We have that too. What's super exciting, I know you care about high school sports. You'll never find a more comprehensive guide and team dedicated to high school sports. Backing out again, come up to the top and join me on Verify. I'm super excited about this. Our experts are checking the facts, verifying the truth for you. Jump up now to shows. Very excited about this. Oh, look. It's Take a Look. This is my show. I love movies, and if you love movies or streaming shows, whether it's on screens this big, or this big, it's Take a Look. Recently went behind the scenes, sat down with Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix to talk about Joker 2. I love the movie, and oh, I just heard you shout you hate the movie. Jump in, we talk about it on this show. Other shows, Bartell's Backroads, go up and down the state of California, tank of gas getaways, one fuel cell getaway, like places like the Toy Museum. This is what kids did before they had screens. Over here, the Moaning Caverns of Calaveras County, one of the most coveted caves in all of California. You know, watching this show, I discovered there's a cave that could fit the entire Statue of Liberty in your own backyard. You'll find about that and more with Bartell's Backroads. Down below that, To The Point. It is one of my favorite newscasts because they talk about news with Alex Bell the way you talk about news. It's conversational, but in-depth at the same time. Below that, Your California Life. Love this show. Whether it's entertainment, food, beverage, lifestyle, it's there. Desiree Shepherd hosts and does an amazing job. So there you have it. It's ABC 10 Plus, the app. What do you need? We heard you and we got it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for streaming.